Hello, this is Mr. Alfonso. We're covering today's topic, cell specialization. Today is February 28, 2020, and my projector is still broken, so you will have to take notes using this video. Go and write down your essential questions for the day. Number 1, if all your cells have the same DNA, why do they look different and have different functions? Number 2, guard cells' function is similar to which organelle? And 3, muscle cells need a lot of energy. So what organelle do they have a lot of? You might be able to answer question 3 already, but 1 and 2 will be something you have to learn today. So first things first, how do cells become special? So for example, all the cells in my body do something different. My brain cell sends signals, my muscle cell helps me move, my blood cells moves blood and oxygen in my body. So what makes them special? It's because each of those cells have a job. Now, you don't have to write this down, but what you do need to know is how do cells get those jobs, right? So the key answer is they get their jobs through DNA. So we're going to talk about DNA specifically today and why that plays a crucial role. So first let's take a look. Let's say these are all cells inside my body. Do they all have the same DNA? They do. Imagine any cell they get from me. Let's say I committed a crime. Mr. Alfonso committed a crime. I left a blood cell, sperm cell, and one of my muscle cells there. Now, would they all say Mr. Alfonso, or would each cell be different? That's right, it would all say Mr. Alfonso. So, they all have the same DNA. But if they all have the same DNA, why is it that each one looks so different? Well, that's because of something called cell specialization. So cell specialization is the idea that all the cells in your body have the same DNA, but they're activated at different places. So different genes get turned on and off, or also they get expressed or they're not expressed. Again, the word cell specialization is also known as cell differentiation. Now, here's an example of what it looks like. So this top part of the cell is turned on, and the bottom part is turned off. That's what makes a sperm cell. And over here we have the same DNA, right? But this time the top part is turned on, the top part's turned off, but the bottom part is turned on. That makes a blood cell. So I'll be coming around to make sure everybody understands this shortly. Raise your hand when you get to this part, okay? And I will come and ask you about this question. Next, what is differentiation? It just means the same thing as cell specialization. Again, what makes you special is what makes you different. So they are the same thing. You might see both in your test. I don't want you to get confused. Okay, so moving on to our next topic is going to be the long part. So there's special tissues, not only in humans, but also plants. For example, in this one you have the phloem, which moves food, and the xylem, which moves water, right? So these are all specialized cells in plants. Now, you're going to figure the rest of these out using stations, and each station has a specific cell that you want to use. You have 15 minutes to do so. When you get there, come back to this video and check your work at the 5-minute mark. Okay? But basically, you'll be learning about the muscle cell, nerve cell, guard cell, and red blood cell, and some other cells as well. And you will see what each of them specifically do. So you have to know what they look like, and you need to know what their function is. So again, go ahead and do the stations around the room, read it, and write down their specific function. Okay? You'll see in the terms highlighted of what you need to write down. Okay? Go, and when you come back, so pause this video, do the stations, and check your work at the 5-minute mark. So this is what we are doing today. Alright, have a good one. Okay, so now that you finished your stations, let's go look at this real quick. The first one, hopefully you were able to find out, that is a muscle cell. Now what they do is they allow you to move. Again, muscle cells allow for movement. I'm sure everyone knows what the bottom one is. That is a sperm cell. Now its function is to swim to a female egg for reproduction. Next we have the red blood cell. Now I don't know if you know this, but the red blood cell is in charge of moving oxygen in the body. Next, it looks like a comb. This is what we call the intestine cell. It absorbs nutrients because your intestine absorbs all the food after your stomach digests it. And finally we have, I'm sure you're aware, that is the nerve cell. Now, the nerve cell, this function is to communicate messages throughout the body. Yeah. Next, this one might look a little funky. This is known as the guard cell. The guard cell, it opens and closes to let gases in and out. So it kind of controls the gases that go in and out of the cell. And finally, we have something called the palisade cell. It has a lot of chloroplasts in it, so it is responsible for photosynthesis. This is what makes leaves green. Alright, and that takes us to the end of our lesson. There will be a Master Connect code on the board for you to finish, but overall, once you finish that, go ahead and do that Master Connect, and that is all. Alright, hope you have a good one.